So it's patio talk time, and today I'm sitting outside right now enjoying the sunshine because it's been raining off and on all day. When I tell you the sun could be shining right now, and then in a few minutes it's raining. But anyway, I'm sitting outside enjoying my patio. You know, I love it. And I'm just reading from my book Fierce. You know, Fierce is a collaboration of women who are aging fiercely. And as I was sitting here from time to time, I go in and I read. And today I just want to read some excerpts from a couple of the authors. First, I want to read from what Luberta. I have a friend named Lurbia. From what Luberta said, and she said, "My biggest challenge has been living alone. I've always been afraid to live by myself, knowing that living alone would force me to face myself and make changes." And so, you know, how many of us, when we get a certain age, that's a problem because we're going through, at this point in our lives, it could be many reasons why we are living alone at this age. It could be divorce, which at the time was my reasoning. It could be the death of a spouse. It could be that you've never married, and so you've always been single. And so that's what Luberta was saying, that her biggest challenge had been living alone. And she said, in recent years, I've had to let go of certain things, but overall, I've learned how to love myself. That fear of living alone no longer exists. I am becoming my own biggest cheerleader. And I love that, because that's one of the things that as we age, a lot of times we aren't our own cheerleaders. We're actually our worst enemies, because at that time we start thinking of all the things that we can no longer do and the changes in our body. And so instead of cheering for ourselves, we do the opposite, and we start finding excuses and reasons, and just looking at all the things that we no longer can do. And I don't like that. So next, let's see, I have a little bit from what Timothea said. And she said, "Now I'm learning not to overcrowd my time by constantly helping others, because if I'm exhausted and stressed, I won't be much help to anyone." That's so true. During the years, a lot of times we're always on everybody else's, or we put everybody else on our to-do list, and we're never on our to-do list, and our stuff just fades and fades. And so as we're aging fiercely, we're starting to decide that it's our time now. And so she said, she realizes that when you're exhausted from helping and helping, you have nothing else to give. So you have to say no sometimes. And she says, "I'm learning how to confidently say no to protect the time I set aside for myself." That's so good. How many times have you decided that you were going to do something for you? Whether it was do nothing, sit in front of the television and veg out, sleep late, take yourself out to dinner, or just something that you had decided you were going to do for yourself. And then you get a call from one of your children asking for a favor, from a friend asking for a favor, or your spouse asking for a favor or wanting you to do something, and you don't say no. You take a deep breath, and then out of your mouth comes, "Okay." Well, she's confidently learning to say no, because we know that no is a complete sentence. It doesn't need anything else with it. And at this age, we don't have to make excuses, and we don't have to do what we don't want to do. No is a complete answer, and your time is your time. And then Sandy, I love Miss Sandy with her affirmations. And you all know I'm big on affirmations. I love me an affirmation, and I have them and I say them. And I love Sandy's because she says she practices her mirror work every day by affirming herself. She goes, "I love you, Sandy. I love you, body. I love you, life. I love you, breath." And I love that because, again, we're working on aging fiercely, and I'm here to tell you that as you're aging, and just because you have that great mindset, there's still physical things going on that we have to just set our minds to, that we're going to work on it. and do the best we can with it. And so it's not just I'm aging fiercely and I don't have to do anything about it. No, you're aging fiercely because you're learning to take care of yourself. You're getting the sleep that you need. You're getting the time out that you need. You're getting the nutrients and the veggies and, drinking the water and moving your body. Because when you don't move your body, I am here to tell you that, and many of you may have already noticed that you start losing the flexibility. Your joints hurt when you get up to move. You get aches and pains. So let me tell you, I had a laugh at myself this morning because I turned over. That's all, I'm laying in bed, and I turned over and got a pain in my side. And for a lot of the morning, I was walking over, bent over. And so it's like just reminding me that this exercise routine that I'm now on, it's a good thing, because you have to keep that body moving. I can't say it enough. I share from my experiences, I share from my life, and I just want you to know it. I'm 68 years old, and I just want you to know that if you're not there at that point yet, learn from what I'm learning and make sure that you stay moving. Exercising, walking, not just sitting, doing nothing. And even though I love being retired, and retirement was just, because my days are my days, my time is my time. For the first year, I can admit I did a lot of nothing. If I didn't want to walk, if I didn't want to exercise, I spent a lot of time relaxing, chilling, sitting in a chair, sitting on the couch, sitting in the car. And now I'm paying for it. So that's why this year, 2026, I've made up in my mind that I'm going to stay active. That's the most important thing as we're aging fiercely, staying active. So if you haven't picked up a copy of Fierce, you want to do that, because in this book, these ladies, they shared what aging fiercely meant to them. They talked about the physical side of aging. And in the last, I think, week, I've heard so many ladies that are going through menopause and dealing with the woes of menopause, which most of them were going through hot flashes. But there are a lot of other things that go with menopause. It's a lot. But anyway, the ladies share in here, just what it feels like as we're aging fiercely. So if you haven't gotten your copy, get your copy. We're on Amazon, or you can just go to my website, which is www.conchetta.com. So it's 2 A's at the end because my name is Conchetta. But anyway, this book is a bold, no filter collection of real talk. And that's what I'm all about, real talk. So that's it for patio talk. I'm going to sit out here maybe another 15-20 minutes. I have already done my exercise for the day. I ride our stationary bike, our QB. I do it every day for 20 minutes, and then there are some other things that I do. I'll be coming on where I'll be sharing the stretching exercises that I do and some balance work. So you have an amazing rest of your day, whether it's when you watch this, whether it's morning, noon, night, bedtime, wake up time, whenever you enjoy your day. And remember, age fiercely.